Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Chess Journey to National Master. In this game, I got paired up against Tomas Santos. This was round 5 of Open Game das Vitas 2024. I had the white pieces. My opponent had the black pieces. He was rated 1904 by this time. And all I knew about Tomas was that he played the Sicilian against e4 and that he was literally a very volatile player. He can either play a brilliant game or he can play a bad game, and you never know what to expect against him. So for this game, I didn't really have time to prepare anything special. I only had like 40 minutes before the game. I saw a video on the variation that I wanted to play, and that was it. So I went e4 expecting c5, which he played, and now I went for c3, the Alapin Sicilian, which it's pretty solid for white, and you can basically decide what type of risk you want to commit. After knight f6, I play d5, knight d5, d4, very straightforward. C takes on d4, c takes on d4, d6, very direct approach by my opponent. Knight f3, takes, knight c6, and here I played bishop c4, and my opponent played the most direct way to equalize, in my opinion, which is knight db4, forcing matters. And now I have two options here. I either do what I did in the game, which is capturing on d8. And after knight takes on d8, we have this queenless middle game. Or there's a crazier line, which I wasn't really familiar with. I knew that it was a move, but I didn't really dig deep to understand it, which is castles, which seemingly allows black to just win an exchange with queen takes on d1, rook takes on d1, and knight c2, and the rook is trapped. But there's actually some tricks here, and knight a3 here is the move, the correct move. And actually, black can't really take on a1, because if black takes on a1, it looks like it just won an exchange, but actually white is completely winning after knight b5, and the point is that black is just way too underdeveloped and there's no way to stop knight c7 check. If my opponent tries to save the rook with rook b8, it just gets checkmated. Kind of brilliant. Yeah, it's just checkmate. And yeah, here my opponent would have to play something like bishop d7, and after knight c7 check, king d8, knight takes on a8. Yeah, just this position, although is equal material, white is completely winning, because like I have a huge lead in development and all my pieces are better than black's pieces. And yeah, this king is just super weak on d8. But my opponent would probably figure out that by calculating during the game, and he would probably play the correct knight takes on a3. After b takes on a3, let's say bishop f5, we have this endgame where, you know, there's some imbalances. I have double pawns here, but I have a lead in development, and yeah, it's not there's no advantage for white, practically speaking. So yeah, this would be interesting, but I didn't really know this line at the time. But okay, in the game we just traded queens, and here I played knight a3 to stop knight c2. My opponent went for a6, and yeah, all I knew that the best move in this position for black was bishop e6. This is all I knew, trying to trade my most active piece for his you know, not developed piece, although it developed here to trade. But yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, all I knew was that bishop e6 was the best move. He played a6, which makes sense, and here I thought, okay, I'm okay. Let's just play chess now. I played castles. My opponent played b5, kicking away my bishop and also trying to develop his to b7. Played bishop b3 here, e6 by my opponent, and here I played knight c2, trying to trade one of my worst pieces for the most active piece in black's camp. My opponent just ignored that, played bishop b7. I traded knights on b4. He took with the bishop, and here I played knight d4, just not allowing bishop takes on f3 to ruin my pawn structure. I didn't want to allow that, so I just played knight d4. And also with knight d4, I'm controlling the c6 square in case my opponent plays knight c6, which is what he did. I can immediately take, and after bishop takes, I played rook d1, castles by my opponent, bishop e3, and now my opponent played rook fc8. I played rook ac1. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I just killed the game, basically. Yeah, it's probably not the best approach. Honestly, this is a really showing that you are simply just super okay with the draw. And yeah, I should try more to, take advantage of the fact that I'm playing white and I can try to win games. Because yeah, this is just an attempt at making a quick draw, forcing matters and trading pieces by force. And yeah, this is not very entertaining, I have to say. But I don't know, like I felt like after my amazing victory on round 3, I felt like I was already happy with the tournament. I beat the master for the first time, and I was like, I mean, if I draw the rest of the games, I mean, it's not like I'm drawing against lower rated opponents. I'm drawing against high rated opponents, so it's not that bad. And yeah, I just had this approach that I already had my highlight of the tournament. I didn't need to go for more, which yeah, it's not a very exciting way of thinking. But okay, let's see how the game proceeded. My opponent brought his king to the center, makes sense. I played f3 to also bring my king into the center. King e8, king f2, bishop e7, my opponent played, and here I played a3, asking this bishop where he wants to go. Played bishop e7 here, and I just traded rooks. I traded everything. Traded every rook, and now we get into this bishop endgame, which is just completely equal. Super, super, uh, yeah, dry. But okay, we still played moves. King d7 by my opponent, bishop c2 by me, attacking h7, g6, b4. Yeah, I don't know why I played b4. I guess I just wanted to take space on the queen side. F6 by my opponent, which is brave. It is certainly brave. Here I thought that I didn't like f6 by my opponent, because now I play bishop b2, and after takes, he gets this isolated pawn here on e6. And I thought, okay, maybe now we are starting to get some chances, because that is a weak pawn that I can exploit. My opponent played a5, and here I try to calculate a little bit. B takes on a5, bishop takes on a3, but yeah, I didn't like that he gets this passed pawn. Although, yeah, the computer thinks that if someone is better, is white slightly better here. But yeah, I didn't want to allow these complications, so I just played bishop c3, and now everything is protected and I'm in no risk. Bishop d5 by my opponent, played g3, king c6, king e3. I played g3 because I wanted to get f4 in when I move my king to e3. I want to get these pawns rolling and protecting each other. So yeah, my opponent goes king c6, king e3, a4 by my opponent, which kind of locks the queen side. And yeah, after my opponent locked the queen side, I thought, okay, this is probably just a draw. I mean, there's nothing to be played now. Yeah, as long as someone doesn't make like a huge blunder, they should be a draw. f4 by me, bishop d8 by my opponent, bishop d4 by me, bishop e7, bishop c3, and here we just repeated moves, and yeah, we agreed to a draw. Yeah, not much to say, another boring game, and I'm kinda sorry about this, guys. For you guys that want to see some very exciting games, these last two games were definitely not it. And I can promise that the next game will be more exciting for sure, and there will be a fight there. But yeah, so far these two games, I was just happy with just some quick draws against, higher rated opponents. And yeah, this is not the most ambitious approach, but it's definitely like an approach that I need to start to change. I feel like otherwise it will be taking me a long time to get to national master if I just plan on just making my way to 2200 by drawing. uh so yeah, that's something I need to work, and it's also not related to chess, it's more psychology wise, but yeah, I'm working on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed another short video, and I'll see you guys for the next episode. Take care.